heavy
Look at
load,
Grog.
but
With his
nothing
bright
Grog
yellow
can't
hat,
handle.
he's proudly carrying a huge bucket of bricks on his shoulder. It was a beautiful workday, and Grog strolled along, a cheerful 8-bit tune playing in his head. But wait! A mischievous round brick was waiting right at his feet. Oh no! Grog lost his balance! The bucket of bricks flew into the air in a fateful arc. Grog was propelled away like an arrow, and the bucket of bricks tumbled through the air. Look at those tiny bricks! They cascaded down like a multicolored waterfall in slow motion. Thump! A red brick hit Grog's nose, bounced once, and finally settled on the ground. What a disaster! The entire baseplate construction site was now a hopeless mess. Grog lay sprawled on the ground, one by one bricks raining down on his helmet like plastic raindrops. From the observation tower, Lila witnessed it all. She could only gape in astonishment at the sight. Rexy knew he was at fault. He bowed his head low, his round eyes looking at Grog with a look of remorse and pity. He tried to use his short arms to pick up the bricks, but in reality, he couldn't pick up a single one. Rexy took a deep breath to sigh, but unintentionally created a stronger gust of wind than necessary. Achoo! A powerful sneeze sent the bricks flying into every nook and cranny of the rock crevices. Now the bricks were stuck deep in every crack in the ground and even in the plastic bushes. Grog looked at the mess in despair, wiping the plastic sweat from his forehead. Lila couldn't stand it any longer. She pulled her signature silver whistle from her loincloth. A long whistle echoed through Plastic Valley, awakening the reclusive inhabitants. Look at those rustling fern bushes. Something is about to appear. From the shadows of the rock crevices, a multitude of tiny eyes began to glow brightly. The red compies appeared first, leaping out and standing at attention like an elite army. Next came the green compies, lined up neatly behind the trees, awaiting orders. The yellow and blue compies also swarmed out, filling every space on the playground with astonishing speed. Hundreds of compies simultaneously looked up at Lila, ready to carry out their mission to rescue the bricks. Lila waved the red flag.
Squad red, clear
The target
crevices.
was the area with the heaviest brickwork right in front of them. Grog took out his stopwatch, his gaze fixed on the compies with suspicion. The red compies dashed forward. A skillful compy grabbed a red brick from a crack in the rock and immediately passed it to his teammate. A perfect relay race was formed, bricks being passed back and forth continuously. The blue compies took charge of the plastic water, diving down to retrieve the bricks that were sinking. Rexy also contributed, lying prone on the ground, using his large back to create a convenient path. The compies trotted noisily on Rexy's back, minimizing the distance to transport the bricks to the container. Rexy was so tickled that his eyes widened and his tail wagged furiously. Grog stood in the middle of the intersection like a traffic cop, using his baton to direct the teams so they wouldn't crash into each other. Look at that yellow compy! The little guy just performed a skillful wall climbing maneuver to retrieve a brick stuck high up. Under the time-lapse lens, the moving lines of color resembled dazzling neon lights in the night sky. The bin of green bricks was beginning to fill. The sound of bricks falling into the bin was a satisfying clatter. Oh no! Something's happened! A red compy mistakenly picked up a green brick! The entire red team stopped abruptly, all looking at their mistaken friend with disapproving expressions. The little guy awkwardly dropped the brick, and the green team immediately rushed to take over. Without wasting any time, the work rhythm resumed, and this time, the speed doubled. Lila continued waving the yellow flag, pointing towards the deepest, darkest tunnel of the construction site. The yellow team charged straight into the tunnel, creating a moving trail of yellow light weaving through the darkness. Grog checked his watch, sweat dripping from his hands as his nerves reached their peak. The red brick crate was full. Grog nimbly lifted it and replaced it with a new one. Even the tightly stuck bricks posed no challenge for the compies. They worked together seamlessly. They dropped the bricks into Terry's area, where the dismantling experts were waiting. Rexy used her breath to blow loose bricks from the hidden corners into the center of the field for the compies to easily pick up. The blue team showcased their skillful acrobatics, navigating obstacles to reach the finish line first. Looking closely, a gleaming red brick rested neatly on the mouth of a tiny compy. The speed had reached its maximum. Everything was now just a blur of constantly moving colors. Lila used her binoculars for one last look, making sure not to miss any bricks.
There!
She found it!
The last one!
There was still a yellow brick lying right at Grog's feet. The smallest compy darted forward like lightning, gliding past Grog's feet and snatching the brick in an instant. Grog was startled and nearly fell over, but luckily, he regained his balance just in time. The entire pack of compies simultaneously headed towards the last container.
The last brick fell into the bin just as the countdown clock reached 0 seconds.
A resounding beep, beep echoed throughout the construction site. Grog stood frozen in astonishment. The construction site was now spotlessly clean. 4 bins of sorted bricks stood side by side. Red, blue, yellow, and light blue. Lila descended from the observation tower, a satisfied smile on her face at this perfect result.
Team.
The compies regrouped, bowing respectfully to Lila. Rexy stood up, shaking off the dust from his back and letting out a joyful cry of congratulations. Grog wiped his helmet, his face now beaming with pride and triumph. He opened a special chest, inside which were the rewards. Sparkling, transparent bricks. Grog dumped those precious bricks into a giant plastic sandpit to create a playground for the little heroes. The compies rushed into the plastic ball pit, swimming and playing to their heart's content. A baby compy jumped onto Grog's shoulder and affectionately rubbed its head against his cheek. Grog chuckled, gently stroking the friendly little creature's head with his minifigure finger. Lila began assembling the first bricks, preparing for the Rainbow Observatory. The structure shimmered, each brick perfectly and artistically fitted together. Rexy eagerly helped transport the sorted brick containers to the builder's location. The sun set over Plastic Valley, casting a warm golden hue over the gleaming plastic blocks. The entire construction site was radiant and peaceful under the last rays of the day. Look at the red brick in the center of the observatory. How striking it is! The happy faces of the entire tribe are reflected brightly in the glossy plastic of the new structure. There, the familiar Lego ant is crawling by with a white sugar grain on its back. The compies stand on the rocky outcrops, admiring the magnificent structure they helped to create. Grog and Lila hold hands, gazing at the wonderful result of their order and unity.